Well, good morning, everyone. It's time for our Sunday morning recap, and I hope that you enjoyed a great Sunday service where you are. Maybe you joined us. If you didn't, I want you to really consider looking this up online, either on Facebook or YouTube, the Journey Baptist Church of Palm Desert. And I want you to listen to the message on Joseph. I think that this will be an incredible help to you, if you will. We're going to be in Genesis chapter number 50, verse number 20, the tail end of a long sequence of struggles and difficulties that Joseph had encountered. And what we learned from it is as he went, his faith was increased or growing, and it was always bigger than the circumstance that he was facing. I think if we've had any involvement with court, whether it's even jury duty or maybe you watch court dramas, I don't know. We know that there's direct evidence. These are eyewitness accounts, video recordings, photos, a confession. Then there's also circumstantial evidence, fingerprints, DNA, motive, opportunity, behavior, GPS location tracking. It's the surrounding evidence that points in a certain direction. And I think that's what we see in the life of Joseph. We see circumstantial faith. In fact, I think that the only thing that we can see in each other's faith is circumstantial. Only God can see the direct evidence. But the truth is there's oftentimes enough overwhelming evidence to say, hey, look, that person, they have a strong faith. And I think that's what we can see when we take an honest look at the life of Joseph. And so in Genesis chapter number 50, verse number 20, listen to the verse. This is at the tail end of a lot of trouble caused by his brothers, contributed to by his dad and by himself. Joseph was a contributor to this whole sequence of events. But what we find is that Joseph came to a conclusion that shows that he was looking at a bigger picture. He was looking at what his God was doing instead of what people were trying to do. And so we look at verse number 20, it says, "But as for you, you thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive." So we know that Joseph was sent, I shouldn't say sent, he was thrown into a pit and sold into slavery by his brothers. They sent him to basically Egypt, where Potiphar bought him on the slave market. His wife tries to seduce him. He rejects her. She accuses him of rape. We have him thrown in prison, and he interprets dreams, thinking those were going to get him out of prison, but they end up leaving him there for a long period of time. But what we find is that in all of those sequences, Joseph was growing a bigger faith, a big enough faith to handle the circumstances of life. And that's really the question. Is your faith big enough to handle the circumstances of life that God has for you, where he's taking you to what you need to be so that you can handle what he has for you to do? We need a faith that's bigger than our circumstances. Hope that helps get your week off to a great start. Looking forward to just enjoying these devotions with you all week. Have a great day.